Hi, how are you? My name is Anastasia McCune, and I'm coming to you from my home office in the beautiful Mile High city of Denver, Colorado. And if you're here, you're looking for information on Carbon Copy Pro, and I can offer that to you and hopefully dispel some of the mystery that surrounds the company when you are first starting to research it. So what Carbon Copy Pro is a kind of a feeder entity, a marketing arm for another company called Wealth Masters International. And Wealth Masters offers a series of informational only products about finance and wealth, wealth retention strategies, that type of thing. They are high dollar amount products. The lowest price that they have is a $2,000 product, which is a series of bundle of information that you would get and go through at your own leisure. And from there they have two conference products, conference-based products. One's priced at $9,000 and the other one is closer to $20,000, where you go to these conferences and listen to the gurus speak about wealth and how to retain your wealth and that type of thing. So that's Wealth Masters in a nutshell. From there, how Carbon Copy Pro works into it is, you've probably seen the website, of course, with Jay Kubicek leaning back against his BMW, and he goes on to tell his story about how he worked at Midas and he didn't like it, and he looked and looked and finally was able to find a way to be successful. And indeed he has. If you've looked at the website at all, you realize that there's a point that you come up to where you can't really get more information, and to learn more you have to submit an application to Carbon Copy Pro to see if you're qualified to be a business partner, and submit $50 with that application. And that is called a funded proposal. That is a marketing technique called funded proposal, where basically you give the prospect just enough information to make them go, gosh, I'm interested, I want to know what the heck this is, but then the prospect is paying you basically to prospect them and find out the rest of the information. So they're using a funded proposal system. You do get something for your $50. You get the Inside Out DVD, which a DVD that comes with a workbook. And what the DVD contains is an interview of Mike Dillard interviewing Jay Kubicek. And the reviews on this DVD are that it's actually quite good, which is not surprising, as both of those gentlemen are large, heavy hitters within the internet marketing industry and both have a lot to contribute. So if that is worth $50 to you or not, that's up to you, but that's what you receive when you submit your application. Now from there, Carbon Copy Pro, you're going to get a call back from their call center, and they're going to tell you more about Carbon Copy and Wealth Masters and try to get you to sign up. And depending on how savvy you are, how much research you've done, they'll probably try to bring you in at the $9,000 level. Of course, the $2,000 level exists. And from there, Carbon Copy also relatively recently has been offering a different product called the BIB, which is the Business in a Box, which is basically a discount way to get involved with the program, and you kind of have to work your way up. So from there you choose what level you're going to come in at, set aside money for marketing, and away you go. So there's some difficulties that exist with the Carbon Copy opportunity, and the first is pointing to the products themselves, and that these are such very high ticket items, and that begs the question of, are the products really worth their prices? And I challenge you to spend a minute, just a couple minutes, and see if you can find similar information to what Wealth Masters is offering for lower dollar amounts or even free, either online or off. That also then begs the question about these products. Can they stand alone without the marketing opportunity, without the business opportunity attached to them? And that's kind of a questionable thing. If a product can't stand alone on its own, well, maybe that's not so good. You're also limiting yourself to a very narrow segment of the market, either people who are willing and have $2,000, $9,000, or $20,000 for these informational only products, or other business people, people who are looking to get started in a home-based business and buy the products as part of the prerequisites to get started. That is a very narrow segment of the market, and I think you would agree that a happier place to be is to offer a product that, I have a kind of an illustration here that I made with some salt and pepper shaker looking people here. When you ask the question, who wants to buy, you want a large number of people out of the population to step forward and be interested in your product based on the merit of the product alone. I looked pretty seriously at Carbon Copy Pro at one point myself, and decided not to go with them because I found an alternative that offers a product that really does stand on its own very successfully, and that product was marketed for well over 20 years without a business opportunity attached to it, and only relatively recently has a business opportunity been made available. So if you're interested in that, opt in, and I will tell you more about that company, more about that product. Now what also happens with Carbon Copy Pro, should you decide to get started, is they get you set up with a carbon copy of the website, the same one with Jay leaning against the car and the whole bit. And the difficulty with that is that it's a replicated website. You don't have any control over it. You can't change anything on it. And the person that it promotes is not you. It's of course Jay Kubasek. And there are people that are involved with Carbon Copy Pro that are sure they're making money with it, but you're seeing them have to run in circles around and around and around this replicated website in order to try and get them get their site to stand apart and attract people to their business. And that that can be illustrated here with more little people here. Everybody has the exact same website and they're using the same marketing methodologies and the same channels. Everybody looks exactly the same when you're on the web, and that there's no reason for one person to join you as opposed to somebody else. You want to be this guy here. You want to be the guy in yellow that offers something unique, and building a marketing presence that is based around you and based around something that is unique is what myself and my team teach and coach on. And if you want to know more about those types of strategies and methodologies that are leveraging myself and others to success, then opt in and I will tell you more about that. So, carbon copy, is it for you? The choice is of course up to you. Know that there are other opportunities out there that exist that do offer, a product that really will stand on its own, and with training and mentoring that is focused around you and marketing you and not somebody else, not using a replicated website, as the backbone of your marketing technique. And of course a comp plan that really blows away everything else in the industry. And we didn't talk about comp plan at all, but this is something that's really very unique and very powerful. And opt in and I will tell you more details about that pay plan. You can take a look at it for yourself. And those three things are really the reason why many leaders from Carbon Copy Pro and other companies as well are flocking to this other opportunity that frankly just offers a more compelling and more worthwhile product and business opportunity in the whole bit. So go ahead and opt in below and you can receive that information as well. There's no risk to you. This is free information that you can kind of go through just at your own pace. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. I sometimes tend to talk a little long, so I'm going to try and keep it as short as I can. This is Anastasia McCune. I want to thank you for watching, and go ahead and opt in below, and I'll see you in just a minute. Thanks.